The Christian church is too immoral to have the 1611 Bible. The 1611 Bible itself is a medieval Bible. The Christian church is too immoral to have and retain and keep the King James Version of the Bible because they teach that the earth is 6,000 years of age, utilizing the Bible itself rather than confirming that the age of the earth is illegitimized by their Bible. The Bible of the Christian religions is left you in hell because you're too dumb to use it now. The earth is too immoral, too ignorant, and too done with the Bible, too dumb with the Bible. 1611, what millennium is it now? Because you're too dumb to not accept legend and myth. Too dumb, too immoral, too ignorant Christianity. You guys are too dumb for the Bible now. Too far done with the Bible. Your religion is too far gone. You've had your religion for too long. It is a false, immoral, ignorant, let's see what we can do to get wrong with the Bible in print after the year 1611, get cast to hell. Let's do that one, which is what the Christian church did. Didn't read words, didn't read the Bible. They don't know what it told them to do with it if they couldn't ever understand it. We have to take the whole fucking thing away from Christianity, little babies, because Christian religion has a really difficult time of not casting their children to hell for being so stupid with the Bible in print. 1611, you're all in hell because all of you have the 1611. You are all in hell because all of you have the 1611 and you're too dumb to not preach the 1611 church. You're all teachers of hell. You're all hell right now in the year 2020. You have the King James Version of the Bible. You have the NIV. You have whatever version you want. Then you have your meet. What millennium is it? And you don't discuss reality. You say, I think God magically created this earth, and you were cast to hell. Is really what happened. All of you are in hell with religion too immoral, too ignorant, too dumb to turn off. Because too dumb to turn off. You're all in hell trying to get 6,000 years to stop. Why? Why should you stop? Why should you stop? Why? For your children to figure out that great apes didn't grow up to become you, Jimmy Swagger, personally, because you're just following a legend of a myth that they didn't. And same myth that they did for the rest of you. So you have the ancestral origin of writing, which is what I set this YouTube channel up to help you guys understand. You didn't evolve. Great apes didn't invent writing. You humans evolved writing, which is you got cast to hell. Too dumb for writing. Too dumb. Too dumb to keep proper and accurate history without legend of you being cast to hell because you're so dumb with the Bible in print. 1611, when did you start writing? When the fuck was that written down? And when was it translated properly? When did you get two whole fucking verses? Deuteronomy 34:10, Exodus 33:11, both told this Christian organization you personally are in hell because they're too dumb, because you're too dumb yourself to stop them from stopping. Hey, we don't need you here to keep lying to you personally, little babies. You personally, cult still here, still lying to you, still using the Bible to lie to you. I think I know what I'm talking about. A book without God in it. So I'm going to keep teaching a medieval manuscript they don't know because they can't teach it with God in their cults. You Christian cults, you fuckers, you're all in hell because of Christianity. Won't shut off right now. Too dumb, too immoral, too ignorant. You are too immoral for the Bible. Now, why? How old are the Alps? The Alps were born 770 million years ago, and you were left in hell. and you were left in hell. What? Oh, we're too dumb for it. They're too dumb to accept reality. You have a Wikisource Bible right here. Wikisource Bible. Let's go through it. Wycliffe, 1930s. Tyndale, 1526. Cloverdale Bible, 1535. Geneva Bible. Bishop's Bible. Dewey Rames Bible, 1582, which I got it in print right over there. So let's go into that one. It says it's incomplete. It says incomplete. So probably all incomplete. That's okay. Let's go down to the free Bible. I like the free Bible. I've used it because you got it for free. In English, to compare that you don't know how to translate English from Greek, and you don't. So it being that you just have this right here and you're all in hell, I'm going to use it to say, hey, use this one to figure out what millennium it's not. The Deuterochronicles and Apocrypha, First, Second Ezra, Greek Estra, Tobit, Judith, First Maccabees, Second Maccabees, Third and Fourth Maccabees, which if you're Catholic and you got First and Second Maccabees, you got them both. And if you're a Seventh Day, you haven't heard of them. And if you're where did I see it for Hanukkah? If you're a Psalm cult member going to Bat Tikva and you're a Messianic, you have it, but you don't have the Bible of Messianics who have God used to walk among us in Deuteronomy 34:10 and Exodus 33:11, but never face to face. They just used to walk around you. And here's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Maccabees, then the Acts of Paul, then the translation 3 Corinthians, the third church of Corinth that took your 13 unluckies from your apostle Saul, and he made them magically 6,000-year poofer books. And you can believe what everything, because everyone has heard of the Bible, so nobody gives a shit about the age of the earth because you got religion. Religion is wrong. Religion is immoral. Religion still has Bible. Religion still has preaching. Religion still has book all bad because they don't know how to use it. They don't know how to use it. They don't know how to use it. So here, you don't know how to use a Bible. You got left in hell. Here, Wikisource, chapter 34. How should this have you little fucktards who didn't read this very well? And Moses, the servant of Yahweh, died there in the land of Moab. And never again did there arise like Moses, whom Yahweh knew face to face, 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 face to face. Face to face. And a cult can't accept that as reality. Can't accept it. Been telling them for 2 years. Cult, Earth's not 6,000 years. We already knew it. Shameful, immoral, incompetent. Been telling them for 2 years. God and Moses in your books. Face to face. You're all in hell because of this cult. Too dumb to turn off. Too dumb to stop. Have to close it for Baptists. They're too dumb to do it for themselves now. Baptists are too dumb now. You're too immoral. You have a 6,000-year stupidity. Got left in hell. Still 6,000 years. 6,000 years since 99. 6,000 years since 99. Baptist has been 6,000 years since 1999. How do you feel about that, science? That religion kept the internet locked in at 6,000 years, all the way from 99. Science, why do you type anything? I wonder what we'll find on this internet. Super special to confirm that science is woken up and When did you just learn to begin to gather this data science? The White Cliffs of Dover was that long ago when you figured out how old and even what they were. Wow, it's a sand that God made and sprinkled. And 6,000 years ago, you flew airplanes over it during the World War II era and later and before. Before it used to be dope and fabric, and now it's not. It's a lot different in how much you even remember. You were all left in what the hell. You have a bad book. Now it's time to get rid of the King James Version of the Bible and let you know that there's only two verses that you totally fucked up in the entire Bible itself, little children. Two verses. Religion fucked up. Every religion, every religion, the religion that keeps going and kept going is the one that says, hey, God magically poofed the earth during the Middle Ages and left us in the Middle Ages. Left us in the Middle Ages. We're still in 1611 because people still kept 6,000 years. What? You're still in 1611. And a really weird that some of you are really more try 700 BC still. 700 BC still, 600 BC still, 500 BC still, 400 BC still, where you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to be. Naked tribe hunting monkey, try that's like barely exiting the rock age. Barely. They don't. The where did they get metallurgy and maps and how'd you get back to them? Well, that is when the white grade ape with 1859 theories couldn't figure out what millennium it is for their scientific data. 1859, you fucking grade ape growing up from grade apes, that would be humans too dumb for the Bible now. Now look at what the Bible did to you. You magically poof grade apes. You're magic, scientifically poofed great apes because magic. So, word in doubt, I'm a pastor, not a mental ill moron. He's a mentally ill moron. He's a mentally ill moron because the best that Darwinian 1859 to 2020 could do for mentally ill morons was say, hey, you grew up from a grade ape because you evolved writing there after 1859. So after 1859, evolving writing through to the year 2020, it's a puzzle. It's actually just a puzzle, little babies. Just a puzzle. What were you taught as a child that was wrong? Oh, everything. If you grew up from grade ape swagger, oh, you forgot that your teacher was supposed to warn you. Stay away from Jimmy Swaggart. Stay away from the Pope. Stay away from the priests that rape you because they're as stupid as apes with evolving writing after the year 3500 BC. They will believe anything. They're the most immoral incompetents ever. God made these little white things from England that are just no brains. And he showed up in Washington State with no brain. He made it over on a no brain flat earth, left in hell. Young earth, no brain now. Cast to hell because you have no brain, Tim. You have no brain, Baptist. God made you without brains. From the White Cliffs of Dover, God made you guys without brains. Christians and flat earthers from England. God made you all, that entire region separately, special endowed without brains. He didn't do that to us in Germany. For some reason, he didn't do that to us. Hitler had more brain than Jimmy Swaggart ever. Hitler has more brain than President Trump. Sorry, sir, you have no brain. Same with Jew, Bernie Sanders, good comparison with the 6,000 year magic poofing Jews. Jews lost the issue of the earth. What? Yeah, they gave you a bad book and let the Bible keep going after 1611 at 6,000 year well. What the fuck's wrong with this book? The 1611 book still at 6,000 year well, what the fuck? Swaggart, 1611 still? Try again. you have a 1611 legend, which we've been covering. Wash my face. The 1611 itself is a legend. The Bible itself is an English 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 legend. It's not in your schools because the English pastors haven't been able to figure out that the entire Bible is an English legend. The entire Bible is an English legend. Not one word, not one line, but the numerical coding, the name of the books, the name of your authorship to keep data. Let's keep track of this book. Well, you didn't keep track of 1611 very well. It got translated to English. It's an English legend that you are to know. You are in hell because you still have the Bible in English all over the place. Everyone is in hell because you still have English Bibles and you still have English use of Bible. Everyone is in hell because English speaking people still have Bible and they don't use it properly. The only use of the Bible right now, from what I'm teaching you to get you out of hell with, is that Jesus is an English legend. An English legend, a riddle you needed to solve. An English legend, an English riddle you needed to solve. Well, today is Shabbat. How would you solve an English riddle to get out of hell? You figure out what millennium it is and the consequence of keeping the Bible for so long and teaching it. Well, why would you do that? You take a look at other nations and other people and other understandings. You come to grasp a little bit of reality. 1859. How'd you get to where you're at? You shouldn't have. 1859. How'd you get book? You should have. Book evolved. 1859. You didn't translate book at all at well. Got left in hell because of English. Got left in hell because of English. 1859. What happened in English? English took God out of the Bible while English kept Bible at 6,000 years. Those two things together is what I'm explaining to you. You're all in hell for. You had two halves of the same coin. Are we reading the Bible? Are they teaching this Bible? No, they're teaching it with pseudoscience. How are they tricking you and your institutions around you, your schools, to not come in and flood them? Pastor, no. Pastor, there's only 25% of you who still don't know the age of the earth yet. Little kids, why don't you go help your scary teachers the Christian teachers? Help them. Help the Christian teachers who think God magically poofed 6,000 years ago, and you don't have an education to do that with. Yeah, now, so you got great apes grew up to become Jimmy Swaggart, which they did in all of the books. That's all you see. But hey, this great ape grew up to become Jimmy Swaggart. This great ape grew up to become Jimmy Swaggart's son. This great ape grew up to become Jimmy Swaggart's wife. This great ape became Mr. President Trump. This great ape grew up to become my mommy. This great ape grew up to become you. In 6,000 year millennials, how long are you going to let great ape grow up to become your mommies and daddies? Because 500 years with their teaching you a legend about nothing, little babies. You grew up from mommy and daddy told you a lie about the Bible, a 6,000 year lie. They're too dumb for the book now. Sorry. You're all in hell. You're too dumb for a Bible. Too dumb for 1611 book. Too dumb for 16. Mormons included. Everyone. Not in your book. You're all too dumb for it now. You're all too dumb for a single 2 verses in the Bible. You're all too dumb for the 2 verses. Two verses. The entire King James version of the Bible is gone. 2 verses and figure out where Moses is face to face with God. What did he look like? What did God look like? Well, God, they're face to face. He was an albino. He is a legitimate albino male. Used to walk among them. He even wrote. He wrote. He had control over the 10 whole words that Moses wrote down that are in legend, that aren't the 10 commandments, that aren't in. There are no such thing as commandments aside from, hey, when you don't look at me face to face and figure out if I have wrinkles, what colors are my eyes, is the picture of me and some angels up above you in the 1500s on the top of a church that you may or may not still be there. The tapestries, this 1400s beauty of me reaching across me, God, a big old man with a white beard. Look, I'm Grandpa, just like Jimmy Swaggart's little wannabe who's reading from Richard Dawkins. You're trying to be God there while you're reading Let Me Not Compare, a theory of great apes growing up to become Richard Dawkins and Jimmy Swaggart and President Trump. And Richard Dawkins not reading a theory. Hey, I could solve this theory for you rather than continuing with the Greek legend about how England gave me a great ape conundrum, and now you're in the United States, Richard Dawkins, teaching great apes grew up to become Jimmy Swaggart and all of your pastors, Richard Dawkins. Thanks. And now Christians are smart enough to go, hey, great apes, I bet you this didn't happen, my little babies. They all know, it didn't happen because God magically poofed you with the 1611. We can't read. You can't read the King James version of the Bible. It's so dumb for you guys that it's a medieval still. You're all in hell with the King James version of the Bible still. Simple 1611. Waha, who wrote that fucking thing down? Oh, good question. How'd you get? Oh, we're done. You took this verse out of the Bible. You preached it wrong. You're done. 1611. You don't have any Torah. Any Torah. What's Torah? Why do you need it? Well, it's not legend. What was legend? Legend was how you got the book. Legend was how you shouldn't have been born and you were. Legend is you were born and you don't have a valid birth certificate. NASA, did you know that taking God out of the Bible, he could invalidate 7.7 billion birth certificates, whether or not you have them or not? You know that? 7.7 billion Christian birth certificates are invalid now because of this 1611 Bible. Start there, NASA. 7.7 billion in the year 2020 birth certificates are invalid because you have the King James version of the Bible in print still. 7.7 billion invalid birth certificates, yours included, mine included, Jimmy Swaggart's. You're just not even in the list. You're too dumb. The one of the stupidest, most dumbest fucked with the King James version of the Bible. Couldn't fix it in 2005 or 2010. Swaggart had to keep his the 2020 cult going with saying, hey, I don't know what millennium it is what was going on with science in 99 when got questions that too stupid to come off that way. Hey, you guys need to wake up. We were 99, they were there on the internet, and 99, I read their shit, and 99, they're still here. Nothing's ever changed. Their cult, nothing ever changes. Exact same cult, exact same false teaching, exact same false Messiah, exact same false misinterpretation of exact same 1611 Bible. 1611 Bible, it's mine now. You took God out of it 2 times, the exact same, and got cast out. 6,000 years. 6,000 years. All of you are in hell until we get rid of this book. So let's see how we can bubble around and get rid of it. What can we do to get rid of it and teach it right and get it into your schools? King James version of the Bible, you got fucked up at. That was your Where'd the Dead Sea Scrolls get put into English? Where'd the Dead Sea Scrolls get put into English in order to demonstrate that your Bible was defunct, that your Bible had, where'd it come from? Your English Bible, where'd it come from? It was a curse. It was an English curse. The English Bible left you in hell. It was a curse of the Jews. The English Bible left you in hell. It was a curse of the Jews. The English Bible left you in hell. It was a curse of the Jews. And in this, I'm being very, 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 very liberal. You call the Bible, you have the fucking Gardner's Bible. I've got the Wiccan Bible. I've got the, which Bibles do you got? I've got NIV Bible. I got New Testament Bible. I've got Old and New Testament Bibles. I got 81 book Bible, being to get you out of hell. You then understand the Dead Sea Scrolls. You got the Dead Sea Scroll Bible. You know that yeah, I've had that and got that from the library. I didn't buy it. I'm not, because that one, it's the Dead Sea Scrolls is where the Bible came from, and then they said, "Hey, this is our limited basic image." Understanding whatever translations in English, the Bible that they had, and they had that wrong, even stories near those, so it was a waste of my time. But I read it, literature having to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls. I am Ben David, a little baby boy. I'm a child. I'm a 15-year-old child. Ben David. Father is David, Jesus off of the cross. Ben David, welcome aboard into some reality. Ben David, Jesus off of the cross. Yeshua, the Messiah, Ben Yosef. Jesus is Greek wonderment. Ben David explained to you. Dead Sea Scroll research. You had that one wrong. So now there are 7.7 billion of you. Now there are 7.7 billion of you. Think of that. Be right back. So you don't have this data because your cult organizations and kept the same. You did this data because you were too immoral and incompetent to turn off in 99. You were supposed to have turned off in 99, cult organizations. Science was supposed to have turned off the religions that were growing up out of them. But science seems to have forgotten the psychology and promise of having enough capacities to do that. Psychologists, psychiatrists, what is the consequence from preaching a sermon wrong? Oh, it'll leave you in hell. Oh, that was the consequence, by the way. Having pulpit preaching was a consequence. 1999, Legend kept Bible in print. After 1999, 6,000 Year Earth Legend. 2020, turn off internet cult because you still have Bible in print. 1611, waha. Get out of that one. Get out of that one. Get out of that one. 1611, It was 1611, 2020, always been taught wrong. Never once interpreted correct. Hopes is what it was. 1611, all 1611, little children. Not your religions. Oh, this is what we thought it meant. You know, you thought it meant you wrote something down, and you have to turn you off at no more buying or selling of books because medieval writing is all English now. 400 years after the last of the scripts were first written down, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, written there at sight, 30 to 33 AD with Jesus, and then 31 through 30, 50, 60 to get to Acts, to the construction of the church, that flat earth legend. That was a daily one-liners, your entire script from that period of time is a 30-year period. It was on the site. They were keeping the record of Jesus as he was transporting the Dead Sea Scrolls out of the Second Temple, children. They were keeping and helping the henchmen. The 12 disciples were henchmen. Paul was a henchman. Paul was a henchman. Changed his name. I'm a henchman. You're going to end up with Alcoholics Anonymous with the sacrament of wine. You're going to King James Version of the Bible believers are going to catch up with Mormons who have a sacrament of water. Why did they do a sacrament of water? Grape juice sacrament. Stay away from wine, scaredos of the 80s. What? Why? You know. Lots of reasons. Many quite similar. So I'm rhetorical. Let's look at religion. Consequence of 1611. That's what I am. Ben David. Rhetorical. End of the road cleanup. Ben David. You run into me explaining to you that the earth isn't 6,000 years of age on YouTube. Wow. That's a weird. Why would I do that for you? Why? Because the earth is not 6,000 years of age religion any longer, is it? And with 75% of everyone else knowing that it's not, and 100% of everyone having the exact same education that's broken if you don't have the Bible in the schools, where's your problem at? Well, that would be after 1859. You followed a legend. You followed the 1611 legend. You ready for that answer for how long you've been in hell for? From 1611 to 1859, you followed a legend. From 1859 to 2020, you followed the same legend. Invalid book. Same legend. Invalid book. 1611 to 1859. How did the King James Version of the Bible come into print? How did it come in that collation? How did it come with those numerics? How did it come with those names? How did it come with all of the picture books? How did it come with all of the English? How did it come? How did it come? Where did it come from? What did it accomplish near you? Why is it not in your schools? It's a good book. You don't understand Earth history because you don't have the Bible. The Bible contained all of Earth history. 1611 to when was this Earth that magically poofed in reverse? 1611 told on itself when you got it out of it. 1611. You had to get the entire 1611 out to become what did the Bible contain originally? What was it to have looked like? How can I use it to turn it off? How can I use the Bible itself to turn it off because of the 6,000 years? Well, that means get rid of the whole Bible, right? Right. That meant get rid of the whole Bible. It took me 13 years to ascertain get rid of the whole Bible. What would we see? What would we see as its no, look at what I actually said. Look at what I actually said. Whole Bible. And then when you're done with 1611, 2 verses. God and Moses spoke face to face, 2 whole verses. How long have you not known or accepted that? 6,000 year earthers. God and Moses spoke face to face. So you've known for 2 years because I've been telling you for a year and a half, and you've been, God and Moses spoke face to face 6,000 years. Earthers now, yeah, sure, you can believe whatever the fuck you want, but that's just immoral and that's just incompetent, and that is you're too dumb for that book any longer. You were cussed to hell taking God out of the book 2 whole times. Taking God out of this book 2 whole times left me with nothing. Leaves me with nothing. Left me with nothing. So I'm writing the one you're all in hell. I'm writing that one. 7.7 billion of you, you're all in hell because of 6,000 year earth book still here. You're all in hell because of 1611 not yet turned off because of the 6,000 year deduction. That meant a false deduction, according with the Dead Sea Scrolls. A false deduction, a false guess of the stories, a false. When do we turn this off now? Well, when were they first forming the Bible? When did you form all of your doctrines, all of your covenants, all of your everything, such as that? That's the Mormon church who did that for you. For the time stamping of the 6,000 year earth left you in hell, period. They wrote a lot, and it's all prophecy. Shit to take the Bible away from you because you formed a cult. Mormons with the King James Version of the Bible. Oops. Mormons formed a cult. Baptists were already a cult. Baptists were already misusing the Bible. Pope already broke the Bible. It was already a broken book. It was already a broken book. Bible invalid in the year 2020. Bible just invalid because it's the 1611 breaking, a broken book. You preached it. Oops. We weren't supposed to. No, you weren't supposed to. You fabricated the entire story of Jesus. Jesus, Messiah Ben. Jesus, where you go. Jesus, English. Went out in English. Lost in English. Followed English, Greek legend. Jesus. English, Greek, legend, English, legend, Jesus, Bible, legend, Jesus, Bible, legend, Bible, Greek, Aramaic, legend, English, 6,000 year earth, legend, Japanese, human evolution legend, the evolution of writing, Japan. You were there first. You had paleo scripting that embedded into the paleo Hebrew when we brought albino from the Garden of Eden and brought writing into Japan. How did we get there and how did we stay? Why were you there first? Why do you have volcanoes in Japan? How old is the age of the earth for all of Japan? Let's find out and help the 6,000 year earth magic goofers. How old are the Alps? The Alps were born 7 million years ago. So, oldest mountain in Japan. What's the oldest mountain? Mount Tisabakura. It was specified 1934. Okay, so 1934. What did we do in 1934? It was specified as a mountain. Oh wow! So in 1934, we have a mountain there as we're writing. 1934. How old is mountain? So here, how old live about? Let's see how. Let's learn about the most famous mountain in Japan. It's probably old. The most famous mountain in the mountain. How does it compare to the Alps? And look at the type of volcano it was and the type of erosion that occurs. There are different types of volcanoes, and you get this type. And this is the type. You can see small little cones like this all over the place. This on the layer surface was the last big major push up as the earth is still expanding out. And this will continue to rise over 500 million years if God lets us stay here. Not sure yet on that part. I'm not through all of this, but I'm not joking with the 1611 in print. You're actually too dumb for that Bible. You're too dumb for science. You're too dumb, Christians, for reality. See, right here from the 1930s, we named the dumb mountain. Well, good. Elevation 12,388. So let's see. elevation 12,388. That's approximately how old are the Cascade Mountains. Fitting right in here, volcanism in the arc. Now I'm looking at pictures slightly different volcanism and natural processes, but in this range we have an instance that it began 70 million years ago, whereas the present day Cascade volcanoes that are in the same same underneath there we go, are less than 200 or 2 million years old. The highest peaks are less than 100,000 years old. So that's all over 6,000 years. Highest point, peak. You see the top layer with the 6,000 year legend keepers, the great ape evolved writing, your $22 trillion in debt. Way to go, NASA. Great apes evolved writing, grew up to make it to the moon. NASA. Great apes grew up to become Jimmy Swaggart in 500 years. Great apes evolved writing. That didn't happen any longer, right? That one didn't happen. Great apes never evolved writing, and now you know why. That you have such shitty record on all of your mountains, while the idiots right underneath them. I'm going to say this mountain isn't that old. Christians, I'm going to erase that science didn't teach you anything. Said to Christians. Christians after 1934 just have no brain. Never been taught anything proper. Always follow legend, book just legend. 1611 legend. 1611 legend kept you from being able to recognize the legitimate age of the earth. 1611 legend, and you in Japan, your mountains, to the 1611 legend keepers of the United States in the 1611 6,000 year earth country, the Japan. You have a mountain here. We also have those mountains that are 200 million years to 2 million years and younger, 500,000 years, because we're looking at local geology that just happened to match. You can look at this and gather a little bit. It only takes a finite information. Hey, there's a hill right there. I'm going to learn about it. What millennium is it now? 6,000 years. What millennium is it now? Time to explain to a pastor why you're ripping the book out of their hands and that they're just teaching a cult. They're just a legend. Pastor, 1611 legend. You don't know what millennium it is. 1611 legend. You got a pulpit. That was a sin. 1611 legend. You're preaching from a pulpit. You're a preacher of hell. 1611 legend. When was the New American Standard Version of the Bible compared with the Catholic Bible with 75 books in order to confirm that you're both incorrect about the same fucking thing? I did that for you. You're incorrect about the book. You never got around to doing that. There's no book. You're all in hell. There's a big no book. Giving Ben David, you're all in hell. There's no book. Book of 1611, legend of Jesus, legend of proper translation, proper transcription, legend of your building, legend of your schools, legend of your government in the United States, legend of your whether you should or should not have been born. You shouldn't have been born. It was pretty simple ending of a legend. You have 1611, a legend without God, a 6,000 year earth legend without God from 1610. You have a 6,000 year earth legend of 1611 without God. You have a legend that you can read the King James Version of the Bible. You have a legend you can even read the English version of it. You have a legend that you can read the King James Version of the Bible. It's not a valid. It's a 1611 wonderment of wonder about it. Where'd you get it, little babies? 6,000 year huts. We've covered that. Okay, Dead Sea Scrolls made a lot better sense to little babies in hell. All of the Bibles are apocryphatic, which is a new term What is Apocrypha? What were the 27 books of the Bible? The 27 books of Apocrypha made it into a single book of Apocrypha. Then everything ever written about these 27 books are a form of a externality of the Apocrypha around them. The apocryphal warnings that, hey, people made guesses about what this book said, such as the Cowboy Bible. Wow, a great ape cowboy, 6,000 year earth. Get some cowboys to figure out that horses didn't evolve and God made them. I wonder, did horses used to speak to you, dear, 20,000 years ago? Were they even here? Were they? Well, there's some good questions. Where did they come from? Are they a zebra? How'd they get their stripes? How'd the long neck giraffe get as short to you with 7 vertebrae? Now, brothers, I want to remind you of the gospel I preached to you, which you received and on which you are taking your stand. By this gospel you are saved if you hold firmly to the word I preached to you. Otherwise, you believed in vain. Saul, there the first, what did you do? Did you hold true to the word he preached to you? And the answer is no, you did not. The only way you could have held true to any of these books is when was that written down, and what cult do I now have to take care out of because they're teaching it wrong? It's just on and off, on and off. Where do I need Pope? Do I need to rip this one from your hands to make you understand? Further, I want those you have given me to be with me where I am and see my glory. The glory you have given me because you loved me, the creation of the world. The creation of the world. And so God and Moses spoke face to face. The creation of the world, that was the creation of this book. And an interpretation of 27 books collated into one. How to get to one? Well, it got falsely into one. Where'd you get one? English with the cowboy on it. Oh, we're magic poofers with cowboys. No, you're not magic poofers. 6,000 year earth, you're in hell. 6,000 year earth, you're in hell. You couldn't read the King James Version of the Bible properly. God and Moses spoke face to face 2 old times, and God left you in hell. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. We should fear and love God, but we may not belie, betray, slander, nor defame our neighbor, but excuse him, speak well of him, and put the best construction on all he does. Dr. Martin Luther, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. God. We should fear and love God. Dr. Martin Luther, that we may not craftily seek to gain our neighbor's inheritance, our home. Dr. Martin Luther, nor get it by a show of right. Dr. Martin Luther, you broke the internet in 99, not even joking, but help and serve him in keeping it. Dr. Martin Luther, the 10th commandment, God, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his cattle, nor his anything like that it is. So when Moses, two whole times, chiseled the 10 whole words, and the first time he's up there with God, and God's sneaky leads up there face to face. 70 elders saw it happen a little bit later. God's just like watching Moses chisel. You're gonna drop these. I'm not. It's doing it. Don't misspell my letter name. Don't misspell the letter A. As he's puffing on the 10 whole words, and these Moses is chiseling 10 whole words. God is albino. Face is sitting there right there looking at Moses. Don't misspell a word. And lean over and, hey, Israel, you're going to break these, and you're going to get every one of these wrong, and you're going to lose the age of the earth in 99. Israel, good job. as Moses is chiseling these 10 whole words on Mount Sinai, Israel's going to get Auschwitz. Better watch out. And watch out. They're just ignorant children. You're going to get grade A. Found it in Darwin. You kept 1976. Darwin. You're going to do that. You're going to put James Escher in Darwin. Oops. Cut you there. That's a pretty dumb theory with great apes. It's going to be leaving you in hell. And so God is telling Moses this is going to happen. So he's smiling the first time he chisels. And he sees what's going on, and they're staring at the golden calf. He's like, startles. He throws them, and he does his shit. And he's like, you fucking kids doing what? Staring at the golden calf. A weasel little office space guy. Moses, you forgot what he looked like. Moses, he was a weasel little office space guy. He hated you guys. Now what in the fuck did you? God! And so he has to go up all the way in. God's up there the second time. He's just smiling. Okay, told you so. You don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to me. They're going to take me out of me in this book 2 whole times. They took God out of the Bible 2 whole times in 2020 and can't turn off in 6,000 year what? Now, and Moses was sitting there 4,000 years ago, however fucking long ago that was. We don't care. God is just they're down there. He comes back the second time. He comes back. He has to put on a veil so you don't see God a second time, 2 whole times, and you can cast it out. So Moses gets a veiling, and so I'm him Punjab guy. I'm him Punjab guy to explain to you when he did that. When he did that, you now have Corona. When he did that, when Moses had to come down the second time, the entire earth was to receive Corona in the year 2020 because you still have this young earth magic poofing cult that I've been trying to turn off. I am Ben David. I am the cleanup guy at the end. I got every minute of the Bible in earth history explained. Every second, every place it's ever been misused, everywhere it erased itself. It got out there after 1611. I am Ben David taking 1611 from you and taking your theory of origin of evolution. That's a dumb. So it's a 500-year-old earth origin of the book of 5,500 BC Christianity. What the fuck? That's you are immoral incompetence. You never thought you could be turned off. You never thought you could be turned off at just being all wrong. You never thought that. You never thought that, Pope? Your organization with books still at 6,000 year what the fuck in the year 2020 never thought that it would be nothing to turn it off if we take it all away and just make it go away. Anyone think of that one thing? 7.7 billion of you obviously aren't thinking too clearly. If you still have this 6,000 year earth book that is turned off, then see what it said about turning it off. Well, I'm 13 years into turning it off for you. The entire book in order to compensate for the Dead Sea Scrolls, Jewish history and culture, you dipshits. I know you like great apes. I know you like this is none of you have any reality. Jews will happily compromise without any reality. 3760, approximately 6,000 years, October 23, 4004 BC. Well, we have the ancestral origin of writing, which will put you right to when, what did Isaac Newton, the greatest scientist of his age, idiots, right? Well, that's his estimate of when 4,000 BC. Yeah, 3760. Let me look for the pictures of the great apes next. Darwin, thanks, 1859. Picture of Jews that accepted great apes for America. Now you're all cast to hell. Yeah, it does is pretty simple for me after that series to look at how dumb you became. And that's what happened. So that is what happened. 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 This immoral, ignorant, 6,000 year earth. You're in hell because of this 6,000 year earth teaching website still in 1999. They're not supposed to be here. They need to turn off. They need your help to turn off. You're in hell because we can't get these immoral, incompetent human beings to stop teaching that the earth is 6,000 years of age. That is immoral. It is done with. That meant the Bible is a falsely deduced entire 1611 book. You falsely deduced the entire Bible, 1611, 6,000 year earthers. You falsely deduced the entire Bible, NIV users. You falsely deduced the entire Bible, New American Standard users. You falsely deduced the entire Bible, Aramaic contributors. You falsely deduced the entire Bible. We have to get rid of the Bible because of 6,000 year Wahat's. Still, the Bible had that much authority and threw it into hell because we're too dumb for the Bible now. We kept 6,000 years. What? We have to go back through everything. It'll take over. Tomorrow, I will have outlined for you back through the birth of my dog and the death of my dog to have some numbers with the mountains that exploded nearby in order that you can accept that 75,000 to 120,000 presence for Australian Aboriginal is sufficient to understand Kennewick man, 9,200-year-old Paleo-American man, said God in the tent of meeting, going to leave you in hell. That was what happened during before the tent of meeting when God made you immoral, incompetent retards in England from the White Cliffs of Dover, and he didn't give you brains. That's pretty much the next step for Sunday. Didn't get the not me's, the whoa from right there. You were special made without brains. The right there, Trinity College, everyone that grew up in that region were special ed, special made Neanderthals that were whiter and from the White Cliffs of Dover, white, and y'all all were made just like a dog and just like a cat without retractable claws. Though you were made just same image of God, but you were scared to look at him face to face. He made you without brains. That's what happened. You're all in hell, made without brains. Love y'all. Third eye self hypnosis is what you need to learn today. Thanks.